Man, when they first told us we could work from home, it sounded like the greatest deal ever invented. It was like someone had just invented free money. Wait, so I don't have to commute? I don't have to wear pants? I can just roll out of bed, open my laptop, and boom, I'm at work? We all thought it was going to be paradise. The end of the cubicle era. A new dawn for the modern worker. They sold it to us like a utopia. You'll have flexibility. You'll be more productive in your own space. You can create your own schedule. Oh yeah, they made it sound like we were about to become CEOs of our own little empires. And for about 2 weeks, it did feel like that. Those first days were magical. No alarm clock blaring at 6:30. No racing to catch the bus or sit in traffic behind some idiot doing their makeup in the driver's seat. You just woke up, shuffled over to your desk, or hell, stayed in bed, and started the day. Pajamas all day, coffee from your own kitchen, your playlist instead of whatever bullshit pop hits they played in the office. I was walking around thinking, why the hell didn't we always do this? It felt like we'd outsmarted the system. We cracked the code. The office was dead. We'd been freed. But that's the thing about freedom. They never give it to you without a catch. And the catch with working from home is, you never actually leave work. That's the part they don't tell you when they're dangling the carrot. They don't mention that your home slowly stops being a home and starts becoming one giant office with a bed in the middle. You don't get to leave and shake it off anymore. You're always there, and bosses? Oh, they figured this shit out quick. At first, they acted all cool about it. Yeah, no problem, we trust you to manage your time. Give it a month, and suddenly you're getting Slack messages at 8 p.m. on a Tuesday night. Hey, since you're already home, no Karen, I'm home. Not working. There's a difference. But that's the mindfuck. When you work from home, you are working from home, and they know it. That line between personal time and work time, gone, completely obliterated, and the irony is, in the office you had boundaries, even if they sucked. The clock hit 5, and you were out. Sure, you had that one boss who might call after hours, but at least you could pretend you were already halfway home. Now, they know exactly where you are. You're in your kitchen, in sweatpants, probably not doing shit. So of course they figure you can squeeze in just one more thing. And just one more thing turns into 3 hours of unpaid overtime. The physical reality of it hits you too. At first it's this novelty, I'm working from the couch. You're laughing at people who still have to go in. You're bragging to friends, oh, I had a meeting this morning, in my robe, but after a while it's not cute anymore. Your back starts hurting because your couch wasn't built for 8 hours of sitting. Your laptop overheats because it's perched on a pillow. You realize your home office is really just the dining table that you now eat at, work at, and occasionally cry at. And you start to miss the dumb shit you used to complain about in the office. The random coffee break chats, the gossip by the water cooler, the guy in accounting who microwaves fish and stinks up the whole floor. You used to hate it. Now you'd kill for that kind of human interaction. Working from home turns you into a hermit without you even noticing. One day you wake up and realize the only person you've spoken to in a week is the Amazon delivery driver, and you're starting to overshare with them. Hey man, how's your day going? Mine's been rough. I've been in back-to-back Zoom calls, and he's just like, yeah, I don't care, here's your package. The first sign the dream was dying for me was when my work and life started blending together into one long, shapeless blob. In the office, there were queues, the commute, the change of clothes, the walk to the parking lot. At home? You roll out of bed, start working, and before you know it, it's 9 p.m. and you haven't showered, you haven't gone outside, and your only exercise was walking to the fridge and back. And that's another thing. Your eating habits go straight to hell. In the office, lunch was a thing. At home, you just graze constantly. You become a full-time snacker with a part-time job. And all those freedoms they promised? Total illusion. Want to take a break? Sure, but now you feel guilty because your boss might think you're slacking. Want to run errands during the day? Good luck, you'll spend the whole time panicking about missing a quick call they just dropped on your calendar with no warning. The freedom is like giving a prisoner a slightly bigger cell. Then there's the wardrobe situation. At first you love it. No more dress code. But that just means you start looking like a background character in a zombie movie. Weeks go by and you realize you've been wearing the same hoodie 3 days straight. Your nice shirt is just whatever's clean from the pile on your chair. You become too comfortable, to the point where putting on actual pants feels like dressing for a wedding. And the distractions, holy shit. In the office, you were distracted by coworkers. At home, it's everything. Your laundry stares at you like you have time. The dishes in the sink start whispering, "Wash us." Your cat decides now's the time to knock over a plant. You start a pot of coffee, then decide to vacuum, then remember you were supposed to send an email, then remember you left the laundry in the washer. And somehow it's 4 p.m. and you've been working all day, but your to-do list is untouched. That's the reality no one talks about. They just show the Instagram version, out top on the patio, sunshine, smiling with a cup of tea. They don't show you hunched over a kitchen table at 11 p.m., eyes bloodshot, still answering emails because it's easier to just finish it now. Work from home sounded like freedom. It sounded like the dream. But the truth is, it's like moving your boss into your guest room and never being able to kick them out. You thought you were escaping the office. What you really did was invite the office into your home. And it never leaves. Man, if working from home has a true villain, it's the goddamn video call. Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, whatever flavor of corporate torture your company serves, it's all the same. These things have become the beating, miserable heart of remote work. In the office, a meeting was bad enough. At least you could doodle in a notebook, pretend to take notes, or whisper sarcastic shit to the person next to you. Now, yes, dull. You're staring into a glowing rectangle, trying to look engaged while a dozen tiny faces stare back at you like some dystopian version of the Brady Bunch. And the worst part? There are more meetings now than there ever were in the office. Back then, they had to physically gather people, book a room, coordinate schedules. It took effort. Now they just slap a link on your calendar and boom, you're trapped. Got a 5-minute question? No problem. Let's make it a 45-minute sync. Need to clarify one sentence in an email? Cool, let's have a 30-minute touch base. These calls breed like rabbits. And let's talk about the names they give these meetings now. Nobody just calls it a meeting anymore. Oh no, now it's a stand-up, a deep dive, a brainstorm session, or my personal favorite, alignment. I've been on alignment calls where nothing aligned. We just sat there, nodded, and left more confused than when we started. And then, they schedule another call to follow up. It's corporate Groundhog Day. Then you have the people who treat video calls like a goddamn TED Talk. You know the ones, they hijack the meeting to talk about something nobody cares about. Just to piggyback on that, shut the fuck up, Brian. You're not piggybacking, you're hijacking. And then there's always the guy who ends every sentence with, "Does that make sense?" No, it doesn't make sense because you've been talking in circles for 20 minutes. The technical disasters are their own nightmare. Somebody's mic is muted while they talk for a full minute. Someone else is unmuted, and we all get to listen to their dog bark, their kid scream, or their partner yell, "Who ate my fucking yogurt?" in the background. There's the person whose camera angle is so bad you're staring straight up their nostrils, or the one with the world's loudest keyboard clacking away while pretending to listen. And of course, someone's internet always craps out mid-sentence, freezing their face in the most unflattering screenshot imaginable. And the cameras. Oh, the fucking cameras. You can't relax anymore. In the office, you could zone out, look at the wall, pretend to take notes. On a video call, if your camera's on, you have to act. You have to nod, smile politely, occasionally lean forward like you're super invested. You even fake laugh at bad jokes. And it's not because you want to. It's because if you look away for too long, someone's going to call on you. It's digital classroom trauma all over again. Then there's the camera off politics. Some people always have their camera on. Those are the overachievers. Others always keep it off. Those are the smart ones. But if you keep it off too much, people start assuming you're not paying attention, even though they're the same people playing Candy Crush during other people's presentations. And God forbid you turn your camera on once after 3 months. Suddenly it's, "Oh wow, nice to see you for a change." Yeah, Brenda, maybe I didn't want you to see my unshowered face at 8 a.m. And can we talk about the backgrounds? Half the company uses those fake virtual ones. The beach, the office, some random bookshelf. But the technology's so bad, half the time it's glitching and cutting chunks out of their head. It's like talking to a ghost. Then there are the people who clearly stage their background. One perfectly placed plant, a stack of pretentious books, a live laugh love sign just in case you didn't know they were basic. And then there's me, with a pile of laundry in the background because I stopped giving a shit somewhere around month 3. Screen sharing is its own form of hell. You'd think by now people would know how to share a screen. Nope, every meeting has that one person fumbling around for 5 minutes. Can you see my screen? No? How about now? Oh, that's my email. Hang on. Meanwhile, we're all watching them click through their desktop like it's a live episode of Hoarders. And when they finally get it right, they zoom in so close the text looks like it's being shouted at you, or they're so zoomed out it's unreadable. Then there's the let's wait a few minutes for stragglers move. I fucking hate this. You showed up on time, but you're punished by having to sit in awkward silence while everyone else stares at each other's faces. And the small talk? Painful. So how's the weather where you are? I don't know, Carol, it's the same weather as yesterday. Shitty. And just when you think the call's over, someone pulls the classic one last thing move. No, there's never one last thing. There's a whole list of last things. Suddenly, the 30-minute meeting is 50 minutes and you're late for the next one, which you didn't want to attend anyway. Oh, and speaking of back-to-back meetings, who decided that was okay? In the office, you at least had to walk from one room to another, giving you a tiny break. Now it's just one click and you're in another call, your coffee still untouched, your bladder screaming, your brain melting. I've had days where I didn't actually do any work. I just talked about doing work for 8 hours straight. Let's not forget the email follow-ups. After sitting through a meeting that could have been an email, they send you an email recapping the meeting that could have been an email. It's a never-ending cycle of redundancy. And worst of all, these video calls are being recorded. Which means if you missed one, you're now expected to watch the replay. As if I'm going to sit through an hour-long recording of Bob from marketing explaining the Q3 numbers again. In the beginning, we thought video calls were the solution. Now they're just proof that companies can waste your time without you ever leaving your house. It's not working from home anymore. It's meeting from home. The actual work? Yeah, you can try to squeeze that in between the calls if you're lucky. Man, you know what really pisses me off about this whole work from home thing? The way they sell it like you're free. Oh yeah, you've got flexible hours now. You can work whenever you want. You can set your own schedule. What they don't tell you is, that's corporate code for you're on the hook 24/7. There is no start time, there is no end time. There is only, are you available? In the office, 5 p.m. was the magic number. You'd pack your shit, wave goodbye, and unless something was on fire, you didn't hear from anyone until the next day. At home, that next day is now in 15 minutes. Because your boss just remembered something and decided it's easier to bother you right now. You'll be halfway through dinner or watching Netflix or in the bathroom and your phone buzzes. Quick question. There's never a quick question. That quick question turns into 45 minutes, 3 follow-up emails, and a new task that somehow needs to be done tonight. And here's the kicker. They know you're home. They know you're not stuck in traffic. They know you're not out at happy hour. They know you're not on a train with no signal. You're home, in front of your laptop, probably wearing something that smells like it's been worn for 3 days. They can smell your availability through the internet. And because of that, every quick thing becomes urgent. Because, well, you're already there, so why not just finish it? That's not freedom. That's a leash. And the leash is longer, sure. You can work in your kitchen now instead of a cubicle. But it's still a leash, and it's not just bosses. Coworkers are in on it too. Back in the office, if someone wanted to talk to you, they had to physically walk over to your desk. That meant they had to think, is this worth getting up for? Now, they just shoot you a message, or call you on Slack, or hit you with the dreaded got a sec. The answer is always no, but now you can't say no without looking like an asshole, because again, you're home, you're free. That's the scam. Flexible hours don't mean you can take the afternoon off and go to the beach. They mean you can work before breakfast and after dinner. They mean if you want to go to the dentist at 11 a.m., fine. But you'll be making up those hours at 9 p.m. They've somehow tricked us into doing more work for the same pay, just spread out over every waking moment of our lives. And it's not just the hours, it's the mental load. When you're at home, you're always half working. You're cooking dinner, but you're also thinking about that email you forgot to send. You're watching TV, but you're also checking Slack because you saw the notification pop up. You're basically a 24-hour convenience store for your company, always open, always available. Remember snow days? Back in the day, bad weather meant you stayed home and did nothing. It was a little gift from the universe. Now, there's no such thing. Snow day, hurricane, zombie apocalypse. Doesn't matter, you're still expected to log in. In fact, now they brag about it. Thanks to our remote setup, we never have to miss a day. Oh good, the dream of working through a natural disaster is finally here. And vacations? Forget it. In the old days, you took time off, left the office, maybe even left the country. People respected that. Now, you're in Hawaii with your family and still joining just one quick meeting because your laptop fits in your carry-on. And if you don't, you come back to 400 emails, 37 missed calls, and a vague sense that everyone resents you for leaving in the first place. Even weekends aren't safe. Saturday morning, you're drinking coffee, maybe planning your day, and there it is. A non-urgent message from work. Which is funny because if it was truly non-urgent, it could have waited until Monday. But nope, now it's in your head all weekend. That flexibility they promised? It's just a way to make sure you never fully unplug. And let's not forget the guilt. Oh yeah, the guilt is a powerful tool. Because now if you're not actively working, you feel like you should be. You see an email come in and you think, I'll just answer it now and get it off my plate. But that now becomes habit. And soon they don't even thank you for working outside your hours. They expect it. It's the new baseline. And the craziest part? We all thought this was going to make life easier. We thought we'd have more time for hobbies, for exercise, for friends. Instead, we just filled that time with more work. We got tricked into thinking the absence of a commute was a gift, but really it was just extra time they could steal from us. Because here's the truth. Freedom isn't just about where you work. It's about when you can stop. And working from home has blurred that line so much, it's basically gone. We're like gamblers in a casino. No windows, no clocks, no sense of time. Just endless work. And the vague hope that maybe one day you'll hit log out and mean it. The illusion of freedom is worse than no freedom at all. At least in the office, you knew you were chained to the desk. At home, you think you're free until you realize the chain is just invisible now, and it's wrapped around your whole fucking life. Man, working from home sounds safe, right? No commute, no risk of car accidents, no worrying about Karen in accounting coughing her way through flu season. You're in your own space. How could anything possibly go wrong? Oh, you sweet summer child, the hazards of home are worse than anything an office could throw at you, because at least in the office, the bullshit stayed in one place. At home, the bullshit lives with you. First off, the kitchen. In the office, lunch was an event. You looked forward to it. Maybe you packed something, maybe you went out. Either way, it was lunchtime. Now, the kitchen is 10 steps away. And it's like having a 24-hour buffet that you're both the chef and the only customer for. You tell yourself you'll just grab a quick snack, but 15 minutes later you've eaten half a jar of peanut butter with a spoon, made a sandwich, poured another coffee, and now you're boiling pasta just to have something for later. You are grazing all day like a cow with Wi-Fi. And coffee? Forget about it. In the office, you'd have 1 cup in the morning, maybe 1 in the afternoon. At home, you've got a full coffee machine, espresso maker, maybe a French press, and suddenly you're on your 4th cup before noon. You're sitting at your desk, jittering like you just snorted an energy drink through your eyeballs, wondering why your hands are shaking while you're typing. Then there's pets. Oh my God, pets during meetings are like toddlers with fur. They don't understand I'm busy. Cats will climb across your keyboard mid-presentation. Dogs will start barking the second your boss asks you a question. I once had a Zoom call where my cat literally stepped on the keyboard and turned on a filter that made me look like a potato for the rest of the meeting. Nobody said a word. They just let me sit there as a potato while we discussed quarterly projections. And let's talk about kids. Kids don't care about your deadlines. Kids don't care about your muted mic. They see you sitting there, and to them, you are available. Middle of a strategy meeting? Dad, can you open this juice box? Deep in a financial report. Mom, I just threw up in the hallway. You try to shush them, but kids have the volume control of a jet engine. And the second your coworkers hear a kid in the background, they're smiling. But it's that fake smile, the one that says, "We're judging you but pretending we're not." And even if you live alone, you're not safe, because you've got neighbors. Oh, neighbors love to assume that if you're home, you're free. They'll knock on the door for just a quick chat, ask if you can take a package for them, or borrow tools in the middle of your meeting. Some will even peek through their window, see you at your desk, and wave like you're some kind of zoo exhibit. Laundry is another trap. You tell yourself it's a perk, you can do chores during the day. Sounds efficient, right? Wrong. You start a load of laundry, and before you know it, you vacuum the living room, clean the bathroom, reorganize the pantry, and now you're deep cleaning the oven for no reason. Work becomes this background process while you play housemaid in your own damn home. And the worst hazard? The bed. Oh, the bed is dangerous. It calls to you. You think, "I'll just lie down for 5 minutes." Next thing you know, you're waking up 3 hours later with laptop imprints on your stomach and 27 missed messages. The bed is the black hole of productivity. Once you enter, time is gone. Let's not forget the internet itself. At the office, you might sneak a little YouTube or check social media, but you knew people could see your screen. At home, you are unsupervised, and that means chaos. That one quick how to search for work can spiral into a 3-hour rabbit hole of random videos about raccoons stealing cat food or some guy restoring an old Game Boy. By the time you remember you were supposed to be writing a report, it's dark outside. And food delivery. Oh, that's a whole other hazard. Before, it was a treat. Now it's survival. Why cook when you can just DoorDash sushi straight to your desk? But it's not just the cost, it's the shame of the delivery guy seeing you 3 times in one day. You start tipping extra just so he doesn't judge you. "Yes, Kyle, I am ordering tacos again." Mind your business. Oh, and tech problems at home? In the office, you had it. At home, you are it. Internet goes down? Guess who's crawling under the desk rebooting the router? Computer crashes? Better start Googling solutions on your phone while your boss keeps asking how long will it take. And here's the kicker. In the office, all this chaos stayed outside. Pets were at home, kids were at school, chores waited until you got back. Now, it's all blended together into one big ball of distraction. And when your productivity drops, your boss doesn't see that you just spent 20 minutes chasing your dog down the street because he escaped during a meeting. They just see numbers going down. The hazards of home aren't like office hazards. Office hazards are predictable: copier jams, Karen's perfume giving you a headache, someone reheating fish in the microwave. Hazards at home are personal. They're tailored to your exact weaknesses. And that's the most dangerous part. They know you. They know how to get you. Your fridge knows you can't resist cheesecake. Your couch knows exactly how to hug you into a nap. Your neighbor knows you're too polite to slam the door. It's a battlefield where the enemy is literally your own environment. And the worst part? You signed up for it. You thought it was freedom. You thought it was convenience. But what it really is a never-ending obstacle course designed by the universe to test how much bullshit you can handle before you snap, take your laptop into the shower just so you can say you're multitasking. So here we are 15 years after this revolution started. What was once a cool little office perk is now the so-called new normal. And when they say new normal, what they actually mean is you're stuck with this shit whether you like it or not. It's like they wrapped up burnout in a gift box and handed it to us with a smile. Here you go. Freedom. Yeah, thanks, but this freedom feels like a prison where the warden is also your Wi-Fi router. Companies love it though. Oh, they love it. Why? Because they're saving millions on rent, electricity, office snacks, and toilet paper. Meanwhile, you're paying more for your electricity, your coffee, your internet, your toilet paper. Hell, you're probably buying your own printer paper now. And when you bring it up, management hits you with the classic line, "Well, you're saving on gas." Yeah, I'm also paying for heating, cooling, office chairs, and the therapy I now need because I haven't spoken to another human face-to-face in 3 weeks. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we all need to go back to the cubicle farms. God, no. Nobody's trying to bring back the 8 a.m. bumper-to-bumper commute and Chad from sales microwaving leftover tuna in the break room. But what I am saying is, maybe this work-from-home forever dream has a few cracks in the paint. And by cracks, I mean sinkholes the size of Florida. One big scam is the hybrid model. Oh, this is where the real evil genius comes in. Companies go, we'll let you work from home, but you have to come in 2 days a week. Which sounds reasonable until you realize they've scheduled those days like some kind of sick puzzle. Tuesday and Thursday. Meaning you can't take a long weekend, you can't plan a midweek getaway, and you get both the misery of commuting and the prison cell that is your home office. It's like they've found the perfect formula to make sure you hate both environments equally. And you know what's hilarious? A lot of jobs don't even need you in person. They just want to keep the culture alive. Yeah, because nothing says company culture like sitting in the same room, staring at the same laptop you could have been staring at home. Except now you're wearing pants and your lunch cost $18 because you're downtown. Then there's the social side. Remember how we used to have work friends? That one guy you'd gossip with by the coffee machine, the coworker you'd grab lunch with, the unofficial therapist who'd nod along while you vented about the boss. Now your work friends are just profile pictures in a chat app. You talk less, you joke less. And the only team bonding you do is playing a corporate-approved online trivia game that everyone secretly hates. And the mental health toll. Oh boy. In the office, there was a natural rhythm. Get up, go somewhere, interact with people, come home. Now, it's wake up, open laptop. Stare at the same four walls all day, close laptop, and you're still in the same damn room. Days blur together until you're not sure if it's Monday, Friday, or the 12th of never. And you don't even notice you're spiraling until you realize you haven't worn shoes in a week, and your outside voice now sounds like a cartoon villain because you forgot how to talk to strangers. But here's the part nobody wants to admit. A lot of us are afraid to give it up. Because as much as it's a scam, as much as it's killing our posture, our sanity, and probably our vitamin D levels, there's still something addictive about it. There's a little thrill in rolling out of bed 5 minutes before work. There's a guilty pleasure in doing laundry during office hours or taking a midday nap. There's comfort in knowing you can work with no makeup, no shave, no judgment, as long as the camera stays off. So we've entered this weird love-hate relationship with remote work. We complain about it, we roast it, we swear it's ruining us, but deep down, we're not sure we'd ever go back. Because the truth is, the office was its own scam too. The happy hours we didn't want, the forced birthday card signings, the awkward elevator rides, the micromanaging bosses breathing down your neck. Those things suck too. Maybe the real scam isn't work from home or the office. Maybe the scam is work. That's the punchline nobody laughs at because it's too damn true. Doesn't matter if you're in a skyscraper or at your kitchen table. The grind is the grind. They just change the background. So where do we go from here? Some people are dreaming of a utopia where we all work 4 days a week, get paid the same, and still keep our slippers on. Others are predicting companies will drag everyone back to the office the second they can get away with it. Me? I think the future is going to be even weirder. We'll all be in VR headsets, sitting in our living rooms, pretending to be in some digital office where our avatars wear suits while we're in sweatpants. We'll still have pointless meetings, still answer emails at 11 p.m., but now there'll be a fun digital water cooler we can stand by while pretending to sip pixelated coffee. And when that day comes, some genius is going to sell it to us as the next revolution. It's the freedom you've always wanted. Yeah, sure, until we realize we're just commuting to a fake office inside a headset while our real coffee goes cold. So here's my final take. Work from home wasn't the scam of the century because it's inherently bad. It's the scam because they convinced us it was a gift. They sold it like it was a step toward freedom when really it was just a way to make us work more for less, while they paid less for more. And the messed up thing is, most of us are too tired, too comfortable, or too caffeinated to fight it. So whether you're at a cubicle, your couch, or logged in from the beach, yeah right, remember this. The location might change, but the hustle never will. You're still trading time for money, still building someone else's dream, and still ending each day wondering if you could have done something better with your life. But hey, at least now you can do it in pajama pants. And maybe, just maybe, that tiny little perk is enough to keep the scam going another 15 years.